I don't know whether to call this a Bible study or a teaching, but I'll give you time at the end of this session so that you can ask questions and maybe make comments. But I would request that you give a listening ear so that you hear what you need to learn today. I want us to learn something on the governing principles or laws of God's economy. If you're writing notes, you can write. The governing principles or laws of God's economy. When I talk about economy, I do not only refer to financial, but I'm referring to all the spheres, the prosperity of all spheres, that is spiritual, mental, physical, social, financial, relational, all those. That is what we want to discuss. When we look into why am I talking about God's economy? Because there is this what we call the world's economy. There is a lot going on in the world economy that as Christians we might get scared. And we might also get into the bandwagon crying about the economic crisis unto us as a globe or as a world. But now I want us to learn that there is this other economy called God's economy. Because we are believers, I want us to agree that all of us, we are in God's economy and we are not in the world's economy. Do we agree? So if we agree, let us learn how God works with his children in his economy, or how the economy of God works in his kingdom, because we are the children of the kingdom of God. When we talk about God's kingdom, we have to have two levels. That is the spiritual level and the physical level. Why the spiritual level? Because God is a spirit, and we have to worship him in spirit and in truth. And why physical? God created us and put us in the physical world. So when we talk about God's kingdom or economy, we have to apply the spiritual principles and the physical principles for us to exist, or even for us to succeed. Now that we know that the world is crying, economy ni mbaya, there are protests, people are protesting that it is hard on us. That is the truth, and that is truly what is seen in the world economy. But now, does that apply in God's economy? Let's find out if it can apply to God's economy. So I will divide this teaching into two sessions, whereby we'll talk about the spiritual principles that govern God's economy, and we talk about the physical principles and also the supernatural principles that govern God's economy. So we shall begin with the spiritual principles or laws. When you are God's child, when you believe in God, we have the manual, that is the Bible, to direct us and to teach us on how best we can prosper as God's children. The first principle, that is the spiritual principle that can bring great success in your economy, physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, financially, is this first one, which says complete surrender. Absolute or complete surrender. That is the first spiritual law. that if you have believed as a child of God,